Good morning. I wanted to talk today about stress recovery. This has been huge for me. As somebody with chronic fatigue, I realized that a lot of my immune problems, my autoimmune disease, was because I was giving messages to myself constantly that I wasn't enough. I had a lot of shame messaging and I was pushing beyond my limits constantly. And so to recover, you have to stay within your limits. And so at first with chronic fatigue, my limits were very low. I could only do one thing a day. If I pushed beyond that, I would need a few days of recovery. It was like it sank me lower. But if I stayed within my limits, then I could gradually see improvement and recovery happening. And so when we talk about stress recovery, it's learning to listen to our bodies, live within our limits, and let our bodies stay in this healing mode and not in stress mode. So we're trying to reduce that stress mode as much as possible. So some of the supports that I do every day that still help reset my system so that it's not in this fight or flight hypervigilance mode all the time are these things. So on the post I just did on stress recovery, I have listed a bunch of things. I'm going to show you what they look like so that you can actually picture it. So every day I do some hormone support. EndoFlex is a great whole hormone system support, and I love to just wear it over my thyroid. So I roll it on both sides, and I also put this one over my adrenals. It smells like spearmint and some kind of soft, almost vanilla under there. It's a lovely scent. So it actually is like a perfume with great benefits. So EndoFlex is awesome for stress recovery. And then because a lot of us have junk estrogens in our body just from our environment, Progestins Plus for females or Shutran for guys tends to just balance out the hormones that have gotten thrown out of whack. So in the summer, I just put my Progestins Plus under my shirt here in the thinner skin under my arms. And that just keeps me from getting any burns because sometimes people find some of the oils in Progestins Plus are photosensitive, which just means you can burn more easily in sunlight. So that's to support hormone levels. For guys, you would use Shutran to support testosterone levels, or Mister is the other one. Okay. And you can see how I just bought roller tops and put them right on them. These already have carrier oils in them. So if you don't have super sensitive skin, most people can tolerate them quite nicely on the skin. If you see any redness, that just means you need to add a carrier oil for you. So everybody's different. You'll just have to see what yours is like. And then for the adrenal system, which had a lot of wear and tear, especially these last few years have been stressful whether or not we recognize it. So I make up an adrenal roller. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So it has a roller top on it, and if I use the threads on the lid, I can pry it up enough to get my fingers under it and get the lid off. And the adrenal oils, the trio that are especially known are rosemary, nutmeg, and clove. And I just put 10 of each in a 10 ml roller. Generally, when you're starting with oils, you want to stay between 30 and 45 drops in a 10 ml roller, and then top it up with a carrier oil. So this is clove. I'm going to put 10 drops of that in. Sometimes it takes a second to just get the drops moving. My clove might be too empty for this. I'll have to take the minimizer right off. So again, I'm just going to use the threads and pry it up. And there, I just poured in what I think is about 10 drops. Sometimes, it's not an exact science for me. I'm an intuitive person, and I find I can kind of eyeball it. And then 10 drops of nutmeg. Oh, this one's frankincense. And frankincense is on sale right now, 15% off. So this is a great chance to get some. Frankincense is a pricey oil. It comes all the way from Oman. And so we are one of the few places in the world that partners with that country. and largely because Gary built the relationships on the ground with the scientists over there, and they created their own distillery, and so they have a great relationship with the people in that country, and have created a pathway for us to get sacred frankincense. So this would be as close as we get to the frankincense that would have been given in the Bible times to baby Jesus. And then I'm just topping it up with, I put coconut oil in a dropper bottle just to make it easier to get it in my little rollers. So I'm just topping it up here. So once that's topped up, I put that over my adrenals every day, morning and night. So all these oils that I've been showing you are my morning and night routine. And these are part of stress recovery for me. I've found, like, I used to wake up and my heart would be pounding just by thinking about what I had to do. And so obviously my system was over aroused a lot of the time, and I've had to teach it to just calm down. And so there's a lot of benefit to some calming oils that really are great at nourishing those glands as well. So this combo, we call it the adrenal love because they just tend to nourish those glands. So the adrenal glands are the low part of our back, just at the bottom of the rib cage there. They sit on top of the kidneys. So that's my adrenal one. And then every day I do some immune support. As you're trying to reduce stress, one of the things that stress does is it makes our immune system not function as well. So we just want to strengthen it a bit. So I have an immune roller recipe I can pass on to you, and I'm going to wear it on my stomach today. You can kind of decide where you want it. If you have any symptoms at all, you can put it where your symptoms are. If you don't love the smell, you can put it on your feet. And then I also use my raindrop roller because my autoimmune has kept my immune system over revved for a long time. It just needs lots of TLC, and I tend to find if I can help my body clean up any issues like molds, viruses, bacteria, things like that. If I can help support my body to do that kind of cleanup, it keeps my immune system ready for new things. It just helps it not have to fight all the time, because that's the other thing that can keep us in stress mode, is just feeling like, whoa, there's lots going on and my body's constantly in fight mode. Yeah, so supporting the immune system. And then another way to support our adrenal glands is Super B. It's always hard to get the lighting right so that you can actually read that. And I'll show you. They're just little tablets that look like that. So I do supplements every morning. So I just put my Super B in my supplement pile and just do that with my drink. And then Ningxia is an amazing nourishment for the whole body and really helps with stress recovery. So you can get it in a bottle or in the pouches. There's been a lot of studies done on Ningxia. More recently, Young Living has actually paid for third-party research to happen, just so that it's not coming from our company claiming something. We wanted to make sure that there was actual double-blind placebo research done by third-party. And so we're getting some great results from those studies, so we can report more about that. And I've been finding a little bit of extra electrolytes in the summer has been great. And I love this little lavender. I like the lavender lemon one because I tend to use lavender and lemon a fair amount in my drinks anyway. So ours is approved by Health Canada as a dietary supplement. And so the lemon and the lavender are approved. And they've put it with some sea salt and a few minerals. And it just goes in like a little squirt like that. And that gives plenty of flavor to this. So when I water down the Ningxia, it doesn't have as much flavor. So I like to just add in a little extra boost. You don't have to water the Ningxia. You can just take a pouch and drink it back. And lots of people like it that way best. Or you can put it in a little shot glass, or you can put it in a pretty drink. We have lots of like mocktail recipes and ways that are fun to use it. It's actually a puree, not a juice. So it works really well, kinds of drinks. I really like it as Ningxia kombucha too. That's really good. And then the last step is just some kind of emotional support. So I've been using Valor for quite some time because confidence was one of the parts that had really, as I sort of